The Stranger Things finale dropped a few days ago, so I watched it, and I'm going to make a tier list about all the characters, because I feel like it. Public service announcement, some of these characters I'm going to rank based off of like their character, and some of them I'm going to rank based off of how I feel about them, because it's my channel, my tier list. I could do what I want. Let's go. Starting off with some absolute stinkers. I'm putting all of Kylie's friends in F tier because they just kind of suck, and it was pretty forgettable, and they're all kind of weird. Next up, we'll kick it old school. The guy that found Elle at the diner. I don't know his name, but he's pretty cool, so I'm putting him in B tier. He's a chill guy, you know, he rescued a kid. Who wouldn't do that? W guy. Next up, we're going for an absolute stud muffin. Ted Walk 'em Down Wheeler. I think we're gonna put Ted in C tier just because he doesn't really do a lot, but, you know, I think he's got some aura, so I don't want to put him too low. C tier. Mayor Dickhead from season 3. I forget his name. I don't really care. He was kind of an asshole to Hopper and them, and you try to get him killed, so he's going in D tier. Bruce, who is also from season 3. He was a dickhead to Nancy at where they worked for the paper, so he's going in D tier as well. He's kind of a dick. Next up, we have Dart from season 2. This guy, he's kind of a menace. He ate Dustin's cat, and that's kind of a dickhead move. He also tried to kill them in the junkyard. That's kind of on Dustin because he knew it was from the Upside Down, so B tier. Next up, we have Dustin's mom. She takes too many pictures, but she's a sweet lady. She's going in B tier. Next up, we have Will and Jonathan's dad. He's a dickhead, and he wanted to exploit Will's death for some money, I think. Pretty sure that's what happened. I don't know. F tier. Mr. Clark's a G. I think he deserves an A tier, honestly. He's saved the day a couple times, I think. Not really on purpose, but because the kids went to him for answers, and he low-key gave them the answers that saved the world, so he's a superhero in my book. A tier. Yeah, I'm putting Mr. and Mrs. Sinclair in C tier. Yeah, they don't really do anything for most of the show. They're just kind of there, but they seem chill. C tier. Kind of with Mr. Wheeler. Going more with the Sinclairs, we have Erica Sinclair. In the first couple seasons, she wasn't like super crazy or anything, but she started playing a bigger role in the later seasons. She was kind of the lookout in season 4 and season 5, so she's kind of got a important role, I'd say. I'll put her in A tier. She can be kind of funny too sometimes. Chrissy from season 4. She kind of did dirty. She got slimed out pretty early on. RIP. She's going in B tier. Next up, we have Barb from season 1. Wow, they really did Barb dirty with this show, dude. She got abandoned by Nancy and then she died. Low-key, it's kind of messed up. Feel bad for her, but she wasn't really in the show too much, so I'm gonna put her in C tier. Rest in peace, Barb, though. Sticking with Barb, we have her parents. You know, I respect them for wanting to get the truth out of what happened, even though they could never know. But we've literally seen them in like one episode, so I'm gonna put them in D tier. Let's get into some bangers. Let's go with Nancy Wheeler. I like Nancy's character. I do. I like Nancy. She's pretty cool, you know. She was kind of a dick to Barb in the first season. She abandoned her for Steve. That's been on her conscience. That's kind of part of her character throughout the show. She kind of turned into a badass in the last season, so that's kind of cool. She is somehow like a SEAL Team 6 sniper. I don't really know, but I'll put her in A tier. I like her. Officer Callahan, he's kind of an idiot, so there's not too much to say about him. He just kind of doubts everything that the kids say. But I mean, so does everybody in the town, but this guy kind of makes me mad sometimes, so D tier. Next up, we have Colonel Dickhead. I don't really know what his name or his rank is, but he's like a bad guy in season 4 and 5. Basically, his only goal is hunting down Elle to kill her. Kind of a dick move, you know, she's a kid and they don't even know for sure if she's killing people, but they just want to kill her. He's a dick, so I'm putting him in F tier. He's a good character, but I don't like him, so F tier. Next up, we'll go with Dimitri from season 4. I like Dimitri, he's pretty cool. He's like the corrupt prison guard, you know. He's taking bribes to help Hopper get free. I like him. He's going in B tier. Next up, we have young Henry. This is Henry after he got his powers, I think. This guy was low-key a psychopath. I'm not putting him in F tier, but I'm putting him in D tier because he was a gremlin. Mr. What's-It Henry, he's kind of weird. He's kind of preying on kids. He's the guy that, you know, you warn your kids about to not talk to at the playground. So I'm putting him right next to young Henry. You know what, we'll just go with all three of them. We'll go with Vecna. Vecna and Mr. What's-It Henry are basically the same. Vecna, he's pretty cool though. I'll put him up here just because he actually looks like a villain. He doesn't just look like some weird guy at a school. He looks like the super villain. Real bad dude, killing teens and stuff, but I like him as a villain, so B tier. Officer Powell is this guy's name. I had to look these guys' names up. He's kind of in the same boat as, what's his name, Callahan or something. But I like him a little more. Seems a little more level-headed and stuff like that. C tier. Let's go with the heavy hitter right here, the Demogorgon. I really like the Demogorgon. I think it looks cool, it looks menacing, and it's like the main bad guy in the first season. I think it's kind of funny that in season 1, there's like the main bad guy is the Demogorgon, but then in season 5, they're just killing the Demogorgons. There's a few of them that die in a single episode. but one was the main bad guy for the entirety of season 1. But yeah, I think Demogorgon is pretty cool and it's pretty important to the storyline, so I'm putting it in S tier. Going off of those lines, the Demodogs, which I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Demodog is just like a baby Demogorgon, or a juvenile one at least. Maybe they're different, but I'm pretty sure they're just baby Demogorgons. I don't like them as much as like the regular Demogorgons. They low-key slimed out my boy Bob in season 2. Rest in peace, Bob. But they're still cool. I'll put them in B tier. All right, let's get into bread and butter. Let's go with one of the 4 boys. We're going with Dustin first. I really like Dustin. I think he's pretty cool. You know, he's funny, he's charming, all that. I think I just have to put Dustin in S tier. You know, he's smart. He comes up with plans and stuff. He's funny. He's friends with Steve. What's not to like about Dustin? Okay, I'm noticing now that there's a lot of doubles, like Dimitri's on there twice, Dustin's mom is on there twice, Mr. Sinclair's on there twice. Okay, I mentioned Bob before, so let's just do Bob. They kind of did Bob dirty. I feel like he didn't have to die in season 2. They were kind of being dumb, and like he walked out and said, "Oh my god, Joyce," instead of just running out the door. That made me really mad. He sat there for like 10 seconds and was like, "Oh my god, hey Joyce." And then he got eaten by the Demodogs when he could have just ran out the door instead of like saying hi to Joyce. So that kind of pissed me off how he died, but you know, he was kind of a hero in the end. He was kind of just like a average Joe until the end of season 2. He was like, "This is my time." So yeah, Bob gets an A tier. Next up, we have Sarah Connor, aka Dr. K. It's pretty cool that she's playing her. You know, she was an asshole, so she's going in C. Next up, we're doing Papa. Dude, every time I see Papa on the screen, I just want to punch him in the face. I just hate this guy. I guess he was a pretty good character, don't get me wrong, but I just hate him so much that I'm putting him in F tier. Like I said, some of these are people that I hate, and some of these are just people that I just don't like the character of. Good character, but a character that I don't like, so he's going in F tier. The boss from the Hawkins Post, or whatever his name is, he's a dickhead. He gets taken over by the Mind Flayer too, so that's another L for him. F tier. Next up, we're going with Robin. I've heard this opinion stated before. Season 3 Robin was pretty good, but season 4 and 5, she was kind of more annoying. Yeah, some of the times she would talk and I just want her to shut up. I'd really just want her to shut up, which I think is the point of the character, but still, I don't like her talking sometimes, but I do like Robin, so I'm giving her a B tier. Next up, this ginger girl that was perving on Billy when he first got there. She was also in season 1 in reported John to Steve and Nancy, I think. I'm pretty sure that was this girl. I don't know. I don't like her. F tier. Next up, we have Susie, Dustin's girl. I don't know if they were still dating at the end of season 5. It's not super clear because she doesn't make an appearance. But she did save the day. She's kind of like Mr. Clark in that she helps the guy save the day without really knowing it. She's going in C tier. Mike Wheeler. I like Mike. He's kind of an asshole sometimes, but he's also, like Will says, he's kind of the heart of the group. You know, he motivates everybody to keep going. Yeah, he's kind of like the leader. So for being the leader, I'm gonna put him in A tier just because I like him. He doesn't have a super crazy role in like the middle of the show. Even at the end of the show, he doesn't do a whole lot, but he's there. He's a leader. Next up, we're going with Billy's dad. This guy was just a D1 asshole. He beat the shit out of him. You kind of see where Billy comes from. Not that I'm excusing Billy for what he's done, but you can see where he gets it from. So F tier for him. Billy. I really like Billy, actually. I think Billy is an S tier character. He is like a super bad guy in season 2, but I like his character as the bad guy. Like, Papa's a bad guy and he plays his role well, but I don't like him. Billy's a bad guy and he also plays his role well, but I do like him just because he's kind of cool. I don't know. He drives a Camaro. I like Camaros. So Billy's an S tier. You know, he's an asshole, and then in season 3, he gets corrupted, but then he ends up kind of saving Elle at the end of season 3. He kind of has a redemption arc, and then Max feels bad, blah, blah, blah. I think he's a good character. Keith, he's a silly guy. He's just kind of around when there's nothing else going on. C tier. Yeah, that's all I have to say about Keith. Next up, we're going with 2. He was in season 4. He was an asshole to Elle, and that low-key got him slammed out by Henry. Yeah, he's kind of an asshole, so I'm putting him in D tier. The Russian general dude, he didn't play a super huge role. He was just kind of there to interrogate them, I feel like, so D tier. Let's go with Argyle next. He was just the stoner friend in season 4. He didn't have a super huge role on the story. I mean, he was kind of the ride for Jonathan and Mike and Will, and then Elle. So I guess he was important in that aspect. He got him around the country. He was kind of funny, so I'll put him in B tier. Victor Creel is next. I think for his limited screen time, he was pretty good. They went back to like his younger self too when he first got the house. Then in the jail, he was kind of like a creepy old man, but I like it. He was a pretty good character. I'm gonna put him in B tier. Next up, Mrs. Driscoll. She was kind of whack. She ate all that fertilizer because she got like possessed by the Mind Flayer, I think. So That was kind of weird, but it was kind of almost comical seeing an old lady like that. That sounds weird, but I don't know. C tier. Along those lines, Heather, she's in season 3. She was a lifeguard. She was the first one that Billy corrupted because Billy was the first one to get corrupted. So she was kind of like Billy's right-hand man. I'll put her in B tier. Next up, we got Tammy Thompson. She was who Robin had a crush on in season 3. Well, she said that in season 3, but it was before season 3. Anywho, D tier, I guess. I don't really know. She didn't play really any role in the story. Okay, I just had to look up this guy's name, but Jason. He's in season 4. He's kind of the antagonist. He's not a bad guy, but like he's just kind of in his own mind that Hellfire was a cult and stuff like that. So he just convinced that Eddie and Hellfire killed his girlfriend and all those other kids. So he's kind of dumb. So I don't like that about him. But I kind of understand why he was doing what he's doing. He wasn't really a bad guy. He was just dumb. So I'm putting him in B tier. This is like his friend. He's also in season 5, and he's kind of like the jock leader, but they don't play a huge role in season 5. But Dustin's beefing with them, so he's a dick for that. Yeah, D for dick. That's where I'm putting him. Next up, let's go with another banger, Jim Hopper. What a freaking legend Jim Hopper is. He's got to be an S tier. You know, he was in the military. He went to Nam. You know, it's sad his daughter passed away a while ago, so once he takes over caring for Elle, he doesn't want to lose Elle. So he does everything in his power to keep her safe, but he kind of like is overbearing at times. But it's really a good story. He's just a badass, you know. So he's got to be an S tier. Let's go with Elle's aunt. She doesn't play a huge role. Aunt Becky, I think it was. We're just going to put her in D tier just because she didn't really do much. Next up, we have Terminator from season 3. I don't really know what his name was. I don't really care. He's basically a Terminator. He was just like after Jim Hopper, he was trying to kill him. He killed Alexei, which is a dick move. Alexei was a W guy. Yeah, he was just kind of a Terminator on a mission to kill people. So I'll put him in C tier. I don't know. Jonathan Byers. Season 1, he was kind of a weirdo, kind of a perv. It was weird taking pictures of Nancy. I don't really know why he did that. But after that, you know, I ended up liking him. But I remember physically cringing at him taking pictures of Nancy through the window. That's weird. The rest of season 1, 2, and 3-ish, I like him. He doesn't do too much in 4 and 5, but he's still cool. I'll put him. I feel like I just have to put him in A tier. I don't know. He's part of the main cast, so I gotta put him in A tier. Dr. Owens. I like Dr. Owens. He's kind of like, he's a much better person than Papa, I feel like. He actually cared about what Elle wanted. I think I'm gonna put him in A tier, just because he was kind of on the kid's side. At least that's what it seemed like. So I'm putting Dr. Owens in A tier. Next up, we have Miss Kelly. She was in season 4, Stranger Things. She's the school counselor. She seemed like a nice lady, but she didn't really believe Max or the other kids, I don't think. So I'm just going to put her in C tier. Next up, we'll go with Max Mayfield's mom. Kind of weird that she was with Billy's dad because he was an asshole. But then he moved away. So in season 4, she's kind of on her own. So she's working 2 jobs and, you know, she's coping with alcohol and stuff like that. But, you know, she's trying to make it, provide for her daughter, you know. I'm gonna put her in C tier. She doesn't play a super huge role, but I respect her hustle. Holly Wheeler, season 1 through 4, she's pretty much non-existent. She's just kind of there. But season 5, she plays a pretty big role. I like the story arc. I'm gonna put her in B tier. Next up, we have Mr. Munson, Eddie's uncle. Feel bad for the guy. You know, his nephew is innocent, but he's just a chill guy. I'm putting him in C tier. He doesn't play a huge role. He's a cool guy. Eddie Munson. I think he's a little bit of a cornball. I will say he's a little bit of a cornball. So I don't think I'm going to put him in S tier. That might make people mad, but I'm not putting him in S tier. I'm going to put him in A tier. I do like him. He's just a little bit of a cornball sometimes, but he died trying to be a hero. He didn't want to be a coward and run away, and God damn it, he didn't. We're going to go with Troy from season 1. This guy was just a dick, you know, D tier, D for dick. This guy was also from season 1, maybe season 2, I can't remember. I don't remember his name. He was one of Dee's friends. They picked on Jonathan and stuff. D for dick. Let's go with Patrick. He got slimed out, but he was also blindly following the, I literally just looked up that guy's name. Jason. Jason was his name. He was kind of blindly following Jason, so that was kind of messed up, but he did die, so I feel kind of bad for him. C tier. Let's go with Mrs. Wheeler. I like Mrs. Wheeler. She's a cool mom, you know, let all the boys hang out at her house. She didn't really know what was going on the whole time, but the kids were always at her house. I feel like I'd question a little more what they were doing if they were always running in and out of my house in such a hurry. But I like Mrs. Wheeler. She's cool. She also was like a badass in season 5 somehow. Next up, we're going for Eleven's mom. I feel bad for her. I kind of wish they did more with her, honestly. I feel like they could have, I don't know, used her powers more or something. I don't know. I'm not a writer, so I don't have very many suggestions, but I kind of wish she had like a bigger role. Like she would have came back and like, I don't know, saved the day with her powers or something. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass. B tier. We're gonna go with Fred next. He kind of seemed like a little prick, but I do feel bad that he died. C tier. Angela from season 4. When Elle yelled at her and like screamed at her and then nothing happened, it was kind of cringe. It was like, I physically cringed when I watched that, but she was still a bitch and she should not have been so mean to 11. So D for dick. Let's get another heavy hitter out there. Lucas Sinclair. I really like Lucas. He's a pretty cool dude. You know, he's got the slingshot on his arm. He's with Max. He turned into like a popular kid in like 4, but he doesn't really like it as much as he thought he would. So he ends up like going back and helping him, and he gets in a fight with Jason. He kind of gets his ass kicked, but his love for Max, you know, gives him power. I don't know. But I like Lucas. We're going to do Max next. Max might be one of my favorite characters. I don't really know why. I just like Max's character. You know, she had to deal with Billy's bullshit. You kind of feel bad for her there, but then she feels bad because she didn't do anything when Billy died, and she kind of wanted him to die in kind of a way. Yeah, I don't know. I just like Max's storyline. And then she's dating Lucas, so that's kind of cool. S tier. Let's go with Yuri next. This guy is a dick, but he's kind of a funny dick, so I'm putting him in C tier. He betrayed like everybody because he's just that kind of guy. But in the end, he did kind of come through and fix the helicopter. I'll give him credit where it's due there. He came through at the end of season 4. Let's go with this asshole from season 5. He's not really an asshole, but he's kind of just a dumb special forces guy that just follows Dr. K. I don't know where I want to put this guy. I think I'm going to put him in C. I don't really like his character that much, but you know, I like him more than other characters. I don't really know. I feel like putting him in C tier. That's it. Next up, we're going with Eden from season 4. That's like one of Susie's sisters, I think. And then Argyle liked her. She didn't really play a big role. I don't know. I'll put her in D tier. Will Byers, the last of the 4 boys. I gotta put him in S tier, I think. You just can't help but feel bad for the guy. You know, he's just going through so much shit. And then they kind of just leave him out sometimes, so you feel bad for him there. Or just wants to play Dungeons and Dragons, you know? Which sometimes it's like, all right, Will, we get it. You want to play Dungeons and Dragons, but you also feel bad for him. At the end, he gets a cool power up. Yeah, he gets a cool power up in the 5th season. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, S tier for Will. Next up, Joyce Byers, Will's mom. She's probably one of my favorite characters. I don't want to say favorite characters, but I do think she's an S tier. She's kind of annoying at times, like especially towards the end when she's like talking to Will like he's still a baby, but then he does call her out on that, and then it kind of calms down. I like Joyce. You know, she usually has some good things to say. She cares about all the teens. She was there from the start. All the kids were involved in it, and she was involved in it, so she was like the only parent that really knew, besides like Hopper. So yeah, she's a day one, so I respect her for that. Vicky from season 4 and 5. She didn't play a very huge role, but she kind of helped out in the end, so I'll give her a B tier, and she's dating Robin, so W. I don't really know who this is, so I'm not gonna put her anywhere. Put Alexi on there next. I liked Alexi. He was a chill guy. I'd say he didn't play a huge role, but he did tell Hopper and stuff what to do. So I guess he did play a pretty big role. I guess saving the world's a big deal. I don't know. I'll put him in A tier. He's a silly guy. He likes slushies, and he died. Murray. I like Murray. Some people don't like him, but I like Murray. I think he's an S tier. He's funny. He's helping the kids out, save the day, all that stuff. And he knows Russian and like karate, so that's kind of cool. We'll do Dipshit Derek next, or Delightful Derek, however you want to say it. I think he's really funny. I actually like Derek a lot. S tier. He's low-key a tank. He's super strong. W Derek. Next up, we'll go with Kali. She was kind of completely irrelevant for the entire show until like halfway through season 5. You know, the first episode of season 2, I think like they robbed a bank or something like that. And then they went and killed one of the lab guys or something like that. And then you never see her again until season 5. And then I really thought she was going to betray the team and like be on Vecna's side or something like that. I guess you'll have to watch the show to find out what happens, but I don't know. I don't really like her that much, so I'm putting her in B tier. She's cool, but I don't like her that much. B tier. Derek's sister, I don't know. She's just kind of useless. D tier. Next up, we got the Mind Flayer. I think the Mind Flayer is pretty cool. It's kind of like this godlike presence. You know, he's just always there. Has a sense of impending doom when he's around. I don't know. He's cool. A tier. I like his design. He's got the arms. He's kind of freaky. Going along those lines, we have the Meat Flayer, I think is what he's called. The only reason I didn't count this as a duplicate is because he's more of like a physical form here in season 3. I'm going to put him right next to the regular Mind Flayer just because he's like a physical embodiment of the upside down Mind Flayer. It was kind of cool. I don't know. I don't really know why. I just like him. A tier. Next up, 11. You know, she's a superhero. She's cool. She saves the day. They kind of rely on her low-key. Like, she's the only thing saving the world for the most part. I mean, everybody else helps out. Everybody knows Elle is like, it's all up to her. If she fails, then the world dies. Do I put her in S tier though? I don't know. You know what? I'm putting her right next to Mike since they're lovers in A tier. I'm not putting her in S tier because I don't know. Sometimes the things she does, I just don't like. I don't know. Just a gut feeling wants me to put her in A and not S tier. Last, but certainly not least, the one everybody's been waiting for, Steve the Hair Harrington. Like everybody else, I do think he's a very good character. You know, he's got the hair. You know, he was kind of a dick in season 1, but then towards the end, he helped save the day. And then he helped save the day in season 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, all that. So he kind of just turned into like really badass. So he's pretty cool. I think I have to put him in S tier. I wanted to like shock you guys and be like, oh, I'm putting Steve in F tier, but I just can't. You know, he's just a good character. He's likable. He's kind of funny. You know, what's not to like about Steve Harrington? There we have it. That is my character tier list. You know what? While we're here, while I have you guys here, for anybody that's still watching, let me rank the seasons. I'm not going to do the 4.5 and 5.5. I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Best on the left, the worst on the right. Just want to start off. I like all the seasons. I enjoyed all of the seasons. I think I'm going to have to put season 3 my favorite. I think a lot of people like season 3. It's just cool. It's a cool vibe. I like the mall. I feel like it's a little more like colorful and stuff. Like just the whole like look of the show looks cool in season 3. I don't really know how to describe it. You got Billy. You got the Mind Flayer. Next up, after season 3, I think I'm going to put season 1 actually as my second favorite. Something about season 1 I just really like. It's more simple, I feel like, and easier to follow. Like you got all this shit going on in the later seasons. Kind of complicated, but season 1, you know, you just got the Demogorgon, you got to find Will. That's what you got to do. So I like that about it. Next up, I'm going to go with season 4. Season 4 is cool, you know. It's where like things like really start to escalate. Not that stuff wasn't bad before, but this is where Vecna comes in. You know, he's an actual threat to society. Stakes are ramping up. Belle's really getting her powers back. She's getting in her groove, you know. And then Max, I do like the Max storyline because it's kind of like her season. And then things get crazy at the end. She almost dies. Just a roller coaster right there. I like all of them, like I said, but fourth favorite, season 2. I don't really have a reason for putting 2 this low. I like the other 3 seasons just a lot. In comparison to 2. 2 is cool. It has the Demodogs and it's got, you know, Bob. He's smart. And then Will is like a spy and he's making the tunnels underground. So that's a cool storyline. You know, the lab gets kind of shut down because the dogs kill everybody in it. And then they start to like leak the truth about the government. It's like part of the truth. You know, they say there's a chemical spill. So they do say it's the lab's fault. So the lab kind of gets put on spotlight right there. Just in comparison to the other 3, not as good, in my opinion. Then coming in last, I have season 5. The new season. I think a lot of people don't like season 5 a lot. I still enjoyed watching it. It's not a bad show, but I'd say out of all the seasons, probably the weakest. I have heard people say it's kind of seems a little rushed, which I do kind of agree with. I think maybe there could have been like, they could have done like a longer season, like 10 episodes or something like that. 10, 11, 12 episodes. That would have been kind of cool for a final season. And they could have really expanded the story a little more. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's a little construction going on in my basement. But yeah, I feel like they could have drawn the season out a little more, added more episodes. I think that would have done it justice. A little bit more time to get all the details out there. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. 3 is my favorite. 5 is probably my least favorite. And yeah, that's the tier list right there. If you guys want to do this tier list, it's called Stranger Things All Characters Season 1 to 5 plus season tier list maker, tiermaker.com. So if you want to make your own, go ahead, go do it. This is mine. And yours is any different than mine, it's wrong. Mine's the best. Fight me in the comments. And for the 5 of you that actually see my community post, I know I'm not done with the Battlefield video. I said I would be like a month ago. I haven't forgotten about it. I've been busy, so I haven't been working on it. But I'm getting back into it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Argue with a wall. Love you guys, and peace.